Hi, today I'm going to show you how to make this flower pot card. When you pull up on the flowers, it shows the card beneath so you can write your greeting. The card is much easier than it looks, so I'm going to show you how to make it. Let's get started. We're using a piece of crumb cake cardstock that's 3.5 by 9 inches long, and I'm using the Simply Scored tool to score it at 3.5 and 7 inches. The next thing I'm going to do is to fold the cardstock so that I have sort of a zigzag with the two pieces coming together and then a smaller flap that comes in front, and that's going to be the front of the pot. I'm going to use the Eyelet border punch to punch a decorative edge for the flower pot. The Eyelet border punch is one of the accessories that is retiring when the new catalog comes out, so if you really like this one, make sure to get it before March 31st. Alright, I've got our decorative border. Now to make the flower pot shape, I'm first going to cut a template, and I'll show you how to do that real quick with the paper cutter. I cut a square of cardboard that is 3.5 inches by 3.5 inches. I'm going to line up the top corner right in the cutting track at the 2-inch mark and the bottom corner with a 1/2 inch score line, or the 1/2 inch line right here. I'm going to take my cutter and cut down, and then I'm going to flip it over and do the same thing, lining the top corner up with a 2-inch line right at the cutting track and the bottom corner with a 1/2 inch mark on the other side. And again, I'm going to score down. And that's how I created the pot shape. When you're making your template at home so you can make a lot of cards, you want to write template on it so you'll know that that's the one that you're going to cut. And you can either trace it with a marker, trace it with a pencil and cut it, or you can just use your scissors and cut right against the template. And I'm cutting through both layers of that fold, so the front and the back of the flower pot. Okay, this flower pot card actually uses no adhesive at all in putting the flower pot together. It's held together just by a piece of ribbon. This is the Pear Pizzazz ribbon that is also retiring. All of the colors on the card today, besides the crumb cake, are the 2010-2012 in colors, which are on their way out the door. So if you like those colors, make sure to pick those up again before March 31st. Trim my ribbon. Okay, so I've created this little pocket. Again, there's no adhesive, but the ribbon kind of holds it together. Now for the next step, I went ahead and I already embossed the images onto the different colors of the in-color cardstock. So this is Peach Parfait, I embossed in white. This is the Concord Crush and the Poppy Parade. And I'm not sure I showed you the stamp set yet. This is the stamp set I used, the Flower Fest stamp set. And I love this stamp set because it coordinates with so many of our punches. So this flower was the 5-petal flower punch, which is retiring. This is the fancy flower punch, the large scallop circle punch, and the butterfly punch, which is also retiring. Alright, so I already did those. White embossing powder. I used the Versamark ink on the colored cardstock, then white embossing powder, and then I heat embossed it. And then this is a piece of white cardstock on the crumb cake cardstock. And the 3 petals are from the Blossom Builder punch, and that's still available in the catalog. That's the Pear Pizzazz cardstock. So in order to get my flowers just right, I'm going to go ahead and put that cardstock right inside my flower pot. I'm going to put 2 lines of adhesive right here at the top, and that's where I'm going to adhere the flowers. Now here's a quick tip. If you want this flower pot card to fit into a regular size envelope, get a piece of cardstock that's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, because that's the size of our standard card. And when you're adding your flowers, you want to make sure to stay within that card diameter so that it will fit into the card. So I've got the adhesive here on the white card, and I'm going to start adding my flowers. I'll add the biggest one first here. And then I'm going to put just a little more adhesive on the orange flower. I'm sorry, I'm going to put a little more adhesive on the peach parfait flower. And then I'll add the poppy puree flower here. So I'm overlapping the top of the pot a little bit. I'm also making sure that I cover the card completely. Okay, and finally I'm going to use a Stampin' Dimensional for the Concord Crush flower. And last but not least, I'm going to add those petals. A little bit of adhesive on each end. And then again, you want to make sure, if you want that card to fit into a regular envelope, that you have those falling within the edges of that card. Tuck that one under there. And there you have it, the flower pot card. It's a really bright and cheery card and perfect for spring and summertime. Thanks for watching.